Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of, or not printed media, of FSI DFS, covering Major League Baseball. I'm Mega Ruler 31, joined by McKinley 412, covering Saturday's baseball slate, but we're going to do the early slate here. We'll have a separate video for the later slate. It's a little bit easier if we break them down separately for you, and you can, if you miss the, early slate, then you don't have to fast forward through this whole video to get to the late content. So tomorrow, it's kind of weird because FanDuel has the two 105 games, and then they have a 3-game early slate with the 210, or actually, no, they don't have the Toronto KC game because I believe, McKinley, is that a doubleheader?
The Toronto game?
No. It's kind of weird why they did bring up because
it is weird. Boston is doing their doubleheader on Sunday, whereas Kansas City is Kansas City's the doubleheader tomorrow.
Okay, so Kansas City, Toronto, so that's probably why they skipped that. So FanDuel has the 2 1:00 games. They have the Washington, Arizona, Tampa Bay Yankees, and then they have Atlanta, Chicago. We'll be covering DK, which has a nice, is it a 6-game early slate?
Yep.
So starting at 2:10, 2:20?
2:10.
2:10, perfect. So it's pretty nice having a 6-game slate middle of the afternoon, so it's not, you can get your lunch and everything, your lawn mowed or whatever, or your snow shoveled, depending on where you are in the United States. Seems like this weather's just been really crazy this week, but that's good news. Is like, I don't think we have to worry about some weather tomorrow. McKinley, what's the outlook?
Yeah, no weather concerns at all. All 6 games are going to be going here. The only thing that really needs to be noted here is the Kansas City Toronto game is going to be only 7 innings because it's game 1 of a doubleheader. But everything else is smooth sailing and good to go.
McKinley, I feel so bad for you because you have been touting Jacob deGrom for the last 3 days, and he keeps on getting rained out. And he's going to play on Saturday, but he's playing between slates. He's playing at like a 6:30 game or something in Colorado, so it'll probably be a showdown, or you'll have to play the all day. But he won't be on early, he won't be on late. I'm so sorry, man.
I mean, we touted him, but then we kind of pulled off of him when the rain was a threat the other day, and he was actually pretty high owned for being in a rain concerned game. So yeah. I'm glad that our Discord got off of him, and we did some pretty good things there with it.
Okay, so let's talk about pitching for tomorrow. Matz is the most expensive guy going out there. What's your thoughts on him in the 7-inning game?
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be the top option, clearly. He shut down the Los Angeles Angels bats, which was seriously impressive. KC, they're doing well. Their offense is doing well, but compared to the other pitchers on the slate, Matz is clearly the top option here. Right below him, you got Gray. And Sonny Gray, he's just got a lot of unknowns. At 9.3, he only pitched 2 innings in spring training for, some back spasms kept him out until now. He's pitching that small Cincinnati park. And do you really want to pay 9.3 for a guy who you don't even know if he's going to see the 4th or 5th inning because of back issues or just because of how he's going to be pitching in that small ballpark?
He was good in Oakland, and then he went to like the Yankees for a cup of coffee, and now he's on Cincinnati. So
yeah. So who knows about him? I'm not going to be playing him at all really tomorrow.
I think there's too much risk.
Even in GPPs, I'm not interested in him. Right below him, McKenzie at 8.6, same game. His salary's plummeted. He was 10.3 at the start of the season. He's already down to 8.6 after 2 starts.
He had a really good preseason, right? And that maybe they were basing.
No, he actually had a terrible preseason. He was horrendous in the spring. His ERA was around 7 in 6 appearances that he had. He had 7 home runs allowed in that.
Wow.
So now he's pitching that small ballpark. He's giving up home runs. He's got command issues with his walks. Really, his only saving grace here is his strikeout potential, but Cincinnati's a bottom 5 strikeout team so far this season against righties. Wow. So I don't really have any interest in McKenzie at all.
Even with Joey Votto on that team? Or is he all the strikeouts and everybody else is fine?
You have this hatred for Votto that
I don't
Just,
hate him as
just
a
believe, man.
person. I
Just
just
believe.
can't play him as a player. Uh,
And then he hits home runs for me, and I'm loving it. And you're wishing you were there.
he's going to be like Chris Davis on the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah. What a collapse he had. What a collapse. But yeah, look at the pitchers continuing it on here. Williams, not interested. Minor, not really. Kim, he's pitching for St. Louis here. He's 7.6. I'm highlighting him here because he is awful. He had a solid 2020, but
He's from the KBO.
he got absolutely wrecked in the spring. He only pitched 5 innings, so small sample size, but those 5 innings were stretched across 3 separate appearances, and in all 3 of them, he got shelled. So he allowed 9 runs in those 5 innings, and like I said, it wasn't just one that kind of boosted the numbers. It was all 3 starts that he was doing. He was just getting hit hard. So I'm definitely going to be on the Philly bats, and we'll get more into that later here. But really, the guy I'm looking at down for pitching here is Yanoa for Atlanta. He's going to be chalky, I think. I think this Matz Yanoa SP1 SP2 combo is going to be pretty popular here. Yanoa hasn't had the best start to his career if you look at like his ERA and those sorts of things, but his K/9 is unreal. In spring,
Chicago strikes out.
Chicago does.
We enjoyed playing 3 straight Milwaukee pitchers against them and did very well. So
yeah. So Yanoa had 28 strikeouts in 17 innings in spring training. He's got 15 strikeouts in 12 innings in the regular season so far. So he's operating around that 12 to 13 K/9 range. So he's clearly the highest K pitcher on the slate, going against Chicago, like you said, who is one of the highest K teams in the league so far this season. It's a match made in heaven here, and at only 6'8", you're going to be plugging him in here. At least I am. It's going to be Matz Yanoa for me in cash. What about you? I'm sure you're on the exact same guys here.
Yeah, I mean, it's people might fear taking Matz in the 7 game because they think, oh, it's a shorter game. But the nice thing about that is you can get a complete game shutout or like a complete game just after 7. Even if they pitch it, like I don't believe they have to go to 9 because I think we've seen it a couple times this year already, where they award them the complete game if they go all 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually haven't looked into that too much. Definitely interesting though. All right, looking into the bats here. Who are you interested in bats?
I was looking at the White Sox. I've never really liked Pivetta as a pitcher. I know he's had a couple good starts this year, but I think the negative regression is coming. So Tim Anderson is back in the lineup, and I think that they're going to put up some decent runs against Boston. So they're my favorite higher priced stack, and I think I'm going to be pairing them with Oakland. Cole Irvin doesn't really impress me as a pitcher. I like some of the righty bats on the top of the lineup up there with Grossman, Goodman, Ramos, Candelario. I think they definitely can, fill in the blanks with my White Sox stack with the 2 pitchers we mentioned. And, I'm going to start there. Who do you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on Philly, like I kind of mentioned earlier. Targeting
me a lot of money right now as we record this.
I mean, if you watched our video yesterday, I was all over Philly. I said I was going to be targeting Carlos Martinez all season, and I did. I got the Philly bats at single-digit ownership. I was high on Eflin. I got him at 6% in GPPs.
Nice.
So things are going well here. But yeah, I'm going back to Philly here, going against Kim, who just had a terrible spring training, and really there's some uncertainty here. So I think Philly's going to be able to do some damage to him early on, chase him out, and then it's the St. Louis bullpen, who's kind of been middle to kind of lower in the pack with all their statistical categories this season. And really, their salaries are reasonable. You got JT, Realmuto, and Harper both at 5K. Hoskins and Gregorius are next expensive at 4.4. And then you're kind of dropping down to like the mid 3s with the rest of their guys. So definitely affordable pitchers. Not that really salary is an issue, especially if you're playing Yanoa for Atlanta there at pitcher for 6.8. But other than Philly, I'm going to be looking at Oakland. They're
I can see that. I mean, Mies
their
is a
offense is real.
good young pitcher. His first couple starts have been really good, but that bullpen is horrible.
For sure. And just those Oakland bats they're the hottest in the league right now. How many times they got to put up 7 or 8 runs in a game? I think they've done it 5, 6 straight nights right now.
Yeah, well, that's since my video earlier in the week when I said don't play them, they're going to be the chalk, and because statistically they were horrible before that.
They
but then all
were.
of a sudden they heard my video, so that definitely Joey Votto and Pavetta's pitching a perfect game tomorrow. So
yeah, you have that magic. But DK is just not raising their prices at all. Chapman and Olsen during this whole time, their salary hasn't moved at all. Lowry and Laureano, they got a little bit more expensive, but they're only 4.3.
Yeah.
Hana dropped in price. So, I mean, I don't understand it. So I'm going to be all over Oakland, all over Philadelphia. And then obviously that Cincinnati-Cleveland game.
Yeah,
I prefer the Cincinnati side a little bit more. But there's probably going to be some exposure to that game. Maybe guys like Barnhart, catcher in that lefty-righty matchup.
Yeah, so I think that kind of wraps up the early slate. And again, it's nice not having weather. So looking at Mats and Nola for pitchers, and Philly, Oakland. I like Detroit, Chicago White Sox. I don't really see much else. The only thing is tomorrow morning we'll just have to all check when we get the weather for Chicago to see if, for some weird instance, like the wind's blowing out like 20 miles per hour or something, that might change things a little bit, put us more on the bats. But I haven't seen anything to indicate that any weird phenomena are going to happen there in the Windy City.
No.
So anything else to add, McKinley?
Not really. No, I think we pretty much covered it. Starting pitching is probably going to be very chalky on this slate here with those two options. Boston bats, we didn't mention them. They're super expensive. They're going against Cease. He's had some control issues here, but
I think it all depends on what the temperature is there too. It's like out on the East Coast, it's the cold front here is raining. Game was postponed today. If it's a 4:05 start, so I mean that's the heat of the day, if there is any heat of the day in New England in April. But there's some places in New England that I know are getting like 10 inches of snow. So if the game's going to be in like the 40s or low 50s, yeah, the bats against Cisse, but are they going to be as good as if the game was like in the 60s or 70s? So
right now. I'll sprinkle in some Boston bats, probably in my cash lines, but I'm not going to be full stacking them at all.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, and please give us a like or put some comments below. We love hearing your comments, and try to get back to you. You can reach out to me at MegaRuler31 on Twitter, and McKinley412 on Twitter.
McKinley_412.
Oh, you have the classy underscore.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys watching these videos, and like we said, we'll put another one out for the late slate, and hope you guys watch that too, and have some good luck. So thanks again for watching. Give us a comment, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, recommend to some friends, and we'll see you next time.